Welcome back, everybody, to TemTeam's Cup Edition May. Now, I think I said that wrong, but I don't care because it's a fantastic tournament anyway. And I want to introduce you back here, Jeb. Welcome back into the next set of match here.
Thank you, and welcome back, everyone. If you're still here, and if you are just tuning in, welcome to the stream, everyone. We're on this beautiful Sunday, watching some competitive TimTams. As Janton just said, I'm Jeb, and I'll be co-casting today, and I am really excited.
Oh, yes, so we're gonna be hopefully see some spice, even though next match here for Gold didn't mean anything for him, but hopefully he can still bring out some spice here, or maybe our competitors, Axolotus here, can show some spice.
I think they've actually started right on the dot, and they're in pick ban. And we know the teams. We just saw Gold's team. It was that fantastic OB10 team. Axolotus is bringing an aggro team. We saw that yesterday. It's an aggro team with Reichnet on there, and managed to do a lot with that Reichnet yesterday. Gold first picks that Calibis. Calibis being really good in a lot of the aggro that Axolotus has, but it's still weak to that Reichnet. We see the Firecourse banned out. Firecourse is a menace. And on the other side, we see the Kinu banned out. And we saw last games what Kinu does on Gold's team. It's really hard to deal with. And especially with a more aggressive team like Axolotus, those +1/+1 buffs will add up really quickly and will make it very, well, almost impossible to kill stuff.
And we do see that actually Axolotus is picking up his own Kino here and making sure that this Molten can be a little bit bulky here. Kinda
Yeah, and
interesting
that's
stuff.
how Axolotus won one of his matches yesterday, by buffing up Mouflank with a +1/+1, and Mouflank is just really consistent in what it does. You can expect what it does, but it has that cage, it has that base jump, goring, etc. Gold picks up the Saku, the one Temtem that was being banned out last match, or last two matches, so I'm very curious to see what it can do for Gold. Axolotus, of course, having a little bit of an easier time dealing with that, with having the Hagine in the back. Firecourse was banned, that would normally do well against it. But yeah, if that Hagine gets banned, then Saku might become a big problem, because yeah, Adoro does okay into it, like the toxic damage, but it doesn't want to eat the wind burst or the tornado either, even with that monstrous special defense that it has. And we see the OB10 being banned out, so no fun bush burrow strats, no sparks, no I don't think there was a slingshot target anyways on Axolotus' team, so that slingshot was irrelevant here, but none of that BS, right? None of the double bushes.
Yeah, none of the double bushes or the double barrel. Like just get it out of here. And if your suck is getting in like one spark here, the suck can just roll with the damage.
Yeah, so hovering the Adoro actually now, but it can be any ban, of course. I think if you ban the Hagine, then your Saku becomes really good, and that's exactly what happens. There is no good counter to Saku now. So that Saku is going to be really problematic. Gold instantly locks in that Tordanite as well. Tordanite being really bulky. And just like the Saku, Tordanite also doesn't really have any counters on that team. Now, Tordanite Crystal Spikes will be able to deal with Reichnet, Kinu, Adoro. It won't take damage from Osiara. And wow, Pig Ban is going by really fast. Gold picks up the Fulvi again and gets that Grumper. And I think from yesterday we know that Gold was running the reactive Vio Grumper, if I recall correctly. So you'd be looking at that heal and well, that heal, right, and the status that the reactive Vio brings, the nullify. So that is something specifically that Axolotus could know from yesterday and has to watch out for. So what do you think about this turn 1, Janton? It is the Saku Calibis versus the Mouflank Kinu.
Okay, so like personally, I'm in love with Molten because it's such a hard-hitting town here. So I think at this position that Molten is really comfortable spot doing the damage they need to do, especially on Sako, because we all know if Sako doesn't get any protector buff, Sako is just like a fried salad. You can just slice it easily and it done within a week.
Yeah, I think there's a lot resting on the shoulders of this move flank with Lucy. It's very important because it's gonna be hard to deal with Tordenite with the Saku. It's gonna be hard to deal with Calibus as well. I just think that Golld has had a better pick ban here. As you see from that team, like what deals with what. There's like not a lot of ways to deal with some of Golld's more bulkier threats. Even at Fovi, yeah, how is Fovi gonna be dealt with? Yeah, Lucy deals physical damage, and Fovi is weak to that. So generally, move flank is pretty good into that rat. But this is a more defensive rat. Grumper gets dealt with. Grumper has a counter in Osiara. Grumper does not want to take the Aquatic Whirlwind. It's a 50-50 against the Velash. Velash doesn't want to take the Mud Shower, but Grumper isn't exactly okay tanking the Crystal Spikes either. And if I do recall correctly, it was the special Valash as well. I think this was the Madness buff Valash. Lucius straight up goes for Goring onto that Saku, that big problem. 40%. Beta Burst comes out onto the Calibus. Calibus going only taking 20%. And this is what Saku does best. It happily floats up and down, clicks Lifeal Sap, and just sits there forever.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, this Adora could also be slightly of a problem to Grumper. Even though Grumper is an electric type, of course, a T-Strike will do a lot of damage to Adora. But normally, you don't running as a SV speed Grumper. Some maybe do, but not everyone. So if you have a 50 SV Adora and probably have spent some speed investment into it, this Grumper need to be really careful of a Inner Spirit. If not, this Adora runs with it.
Yeah, of course, but I would be hesitant to call that a good matchup for Adoro. If it runs that Inner Spirit, then yeah, it will be able to do something. If it doesn't, then it doesn't want to eat the Thunderstrike. So we see some swapping again, especially on the side that, or both with the strangled targets. We see a Wind Burst coming out, a Base Jump coming out, Saku down to 32%. Valash being damaged right away is pretty rough. Valash loves to come in completely safe. Valash lost the Click Madness buff. And that's gonna be hard now. At 60%, clicking Madness buff is gonna be slightly risky.
It's gonna be definitely risky to do the Madness buff here. And I don't think Irisaka is going to stay here, being down to 42%. So probably Wolfie or Grumper probably will be going in and just taking the slot in case AC Spike is landing on that slot.
Yeah, so Moveline does have the execution up now because of her reward. Crystal Spikes comes out, but man, Fovi eats those for breakfast. Goring comes out, and that's something that does a little bit more. 50% exactly. Stonewall comes out on Tord itself, and I don't want to call it. I don't want to call the game quickly, but there is not a lot that can deal with this Tortonite. That's what Golld realized as well. And yeah, this Tord will be able to sit here, I think, indefinitely.
Yes, I mean, if Tord can get off one more Stonewall, but I mean, this Stonewall itself, it's already good. It's gonna take a lot of hits so well.
Oh, I was gonna expect a cage into Dust Vortex, actually, but it's not the cage. It is the Lifeal Sap coming out from Fovi. He did get nullified. Execution comes out, and will that take it out? It does go down below the 30%, so Valash gets that Scavenger, and that is one threat dealt with. Which is really good. The Tordenite's Garden comes out from, well, Tordenite. And it will doom the move flank, actually. The buffed up target from the Kinu. And it's rough now, because this Tordenite will be able to, well, tank a lot of hits, will be able to sit here indefinitely. And the way to get rid of that doom from move flank would be with a sacrifice from the Kinu. But that would mean that you send in a Kinu versus a Tordenite.
Yeah, that's gonna be, I mean, at this point right now, I think that even if you're deciding to do attack here, I think it's better to just letting Lucy rest here, try to like bait jump or gore in the next turn, try to do as much damage you can before even sending in in. But like you said, you don't want to face directly in front of it, Tortonite.
Oh, so it's gonna be the Kinu onto the move flank slot, actually buffing the Valash. That's good. Getting your buffs onto Valash is always solid. It will, however, take a Mud Shower, most likely. Tortonite also dips going into Saku. And what I like about this swap is that the Doom disincentivizes from, well, being attacked, right? Because the move flank is gonna die regardless. So now Axolotus has the option of swapping in the move flank on the other side the turn that Axolotus clicks Sacrifice. And now that Tortonite has dipped, it will be at least doable, right?
Yeah.
This in the meantime, this Valash took the Mud Shower. Pretty okay because of the +1/+1. I suspect it will dip now, especially because it doesn't want to stay in against the Grumber. It's low on stamina, it's low on health, so you save that for later. Lucy comes back out, and I suspect we're gonna see that Sacrifice play next turn.
And that's just...
Oh, never mind. It's just the Sacrifice right away, and move flank goes to +3/+3, and that's a scary, scary move flank.
Yeah, you don't want to face this Mofang. Even though they did a double up there, not even 40% of that. This is quite a bulky Mofang right now.
Yeah, and as you said, you're a fan of move flank, right? I'm a big fan of move flank. I think move flank is really consistent a lot of the time. And it can still go a lot of ways. Osiara here is a good one. Saku doesn't always run nature moves, or it rarely runs it actually, because it only has that allergic spread. So Osiara might seem like a weird fit here, but it does not get threatened that much by Saku. The water move onto Grumper is to be expected, however, and there is a Calibis on that side. Or a Tortonite on that side. So yeah, Tortonite will be able to freely tank that Aquatic Whirlwind with its +1 special defense. The Goring does come out, it goes into the Tort, but look at that. That's not even 30% from two very strong moves, and Saku goes for that Bark Shield, and... Uh-oh, that Tort has +4 defense now.
Yes, this is a pure nightmare right now for Axolotus here, seeing that +4 Tortoniting, and of course your only like physical is Moflank here, but you...
If there is a moment for a cage, it is right now, and as I say the Tort goes for the cage, and now everything is trapped. So you can just wait until you can doom the move flank again, and there's no sacrifice anymore. There is a Blizzard coming out from Osiara, but that didn't even do that much damage. Windburst did a good chunk. And it's gonna be really rough for Axolotus, because Tortonite's Garden is gonna come up soon again. And then it will go down onto that move flank. Tortonite will heal up a bit again because of Tortonite's Garden. And from there, it will be smooth sailing for Golld, I think, because there is no more sacrifice anymore. We first see that Serbashio's Wrath, though, that beautiful animation coming out from that Osiara, but look at that pitiful damage that it did. It OX'd big time as well. Life will step come out from Saku, so it will start healing up again.
Will we see an execution here? Oh, he does! And it kills the Tortonite!
Oh my god, the Tortonite dies to the execution, even with so much defense buffs. It will be able to take it below that 30%, and that is massive. That is such a massive turn for Axolotus. He just... Tort concedes.
He just tapped out immediately.
Oh my god. And Tort was in such a good position there, but that execution at the right time, doing just enough damage to get it below 30% and taking it out. What a... That was fantastic.
Wow. I feel like I'm speechless here. Like, Jesus, what a match.
That was... I think that execution just came up as well. So it literally just got its execution up. If that was a turn later, it would have probably been too late. But man, execution at the right time, just doing just enough damage with the Tsarbasho's Wrath to actually take it down below 30% after the execution, and it falling to that. It doesn't matter if you get below 30% due to the execution, you will lose your TemTem, and that's what happened.
And I'm getting some information here that seems like that Golld is actually going to concede the second match as well.
Okay, so that means that Axolotus takes this game. It's a little bit unfortunate that that happened, but I mean, yeah, that it's just unfortunate, right?
Yeah, I think like when he felt comfortable into the match and having a +5 Torture Knight, just feeling that yes, I'm comfortable, I can take this out and dealing with this small flank without any issues. But that execution really made a whole different story.
Yeah, that is definitely a very tilting moment. Once again, it's really unfortunate that that would happen, that the second game would be conceded right away. In the end, it doesn't matter for the standings anymore, of course. But I would have loved to see it, right? Just for more practice, for more games. But yeah, if we get official word on that, then that means that that Axolotus would win this match 2-0, right?
Yeah, let's see if we can get something.
But man, I can't believe that that execution did enough damage. That's wild. +5 defense on Tord, and it just takes it out for that last bit after the Sarbasho's Wrath. That is absolutely wild.
Yes, that is absolutely wild. I definitely agreeing with you there.
So yeah, I don't see that they're going in game. Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know if you have any official word from it, but
I don't. The only thing I can see that the players have said, or at least Golld have said that he's just tapping out even without playing the next match. I figured that he like losing against Troller earlier today. He sees that there's no point to playing like the next match. He's ready to do something else.
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think I think that's it then, right?
Yeah, I believe so as well. But don't you worry, guys. We will having 2 more matches today. We're going to have Luke Leal versus Luxil later today, and as well another Luke League versus Setsuna even later tonight.
Yeah, and it they're sure to be good games, right? I'm really looking forward to them. I hope to see everyone back once they start, and you will probably see me back as well casting those games. So I've been Jab for now, and thanks you all for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm JT, and we will see you guys later.